Good day, doctor. This is my CSA lab assignment. For the first question, we are required to calculate the sum of all gap between array element, which is 0, 2, 5, 9, 10, and then all the elements are in word type. Here I initialize the type of array in word, which is the word, and here are the elements of the array at this variable, where I store the result of the sum later. So moving on to the main program. First I'm moving the length of array, which is 5, into ECX, and I'm moving object array with the element of array which is 0 in the first case into AX and ECX plus 2, which is in the next element of the array into BX because it is of word type. Next, I'm subtracting the difference between BX and AX and adding into the result, and look through all the elements of the array until ECX becomes 0. When I run the program, I will get EDX is equal to A, which is 10 in decimal. For second question, to generate a sequence of number when a number is initialized, and in the example given, we need to initialize a number which is x. So here I initialize a value num with value x of type build. So moving on to the main program, first I will initialize EBX as 1 and move num which is x into ECX. Next I will add 1 into ECX and make it become 9 for purpose later. So moving on into the first loop, first I will add EBX which 1 into EAX, then I will call right decimal, meaning to print out the value of EAX which is 1. Then I will increment EAX since we need to display number in sequence like that. The loop will keep moving on until EAX equal ECX, which is 9. When EAX and ECX equal to 9, which is meaning my first loop is completed, or jump off for the second loop and moving on back into the first loop. So in the first loop of increment EBX, the loop will continue until EBX equal to ECX, which is 9. So the loop will running until it displays the output like that. Then I will run the output for question 2. For question 3, we are required to write a program that prompts the user for 32-bit integer, store them in an array, calculate the sum of the array, and display the sum on the screen. So first, the main program, I will move the object of the array in ESI, then I will move the length of the array, which is 3 into ECX, then I will call prompt for integer. For prompt for integer, first I will display the prompt message such as, which is enter 32-bit integer, then I will read the integer input by user and store them into array. I will loop this few lines of code for 3 times and then return back into the main program. I will call the array sum to calculate the sum of the array. First initialize sum to 0 and move it into EAX, then add each integer to the sum, and same I will load this few lines of code for 3 times and then return back to the main program. When I return back to the main program, I will call display sum, which is to display sum of the array. First I will call the write string, which is to display the sum of 32-bit integer is, and then I will call the write integer displays EAX that I used to store sum of the array previously. Return to the main program. I will run the program, enter integer 3 times. The program will successfully display the sum of the integer. Question 4, we require to create program that receive an integer value between 0 to 100, then display the corresponding grade on the screen. So for first program, we will move object prompt to EDX and call write string to display the prompt message enter mark 0 to 100, then call read integer to read the input value by the user. Next, call check grade. If the input value is greater than 90, we'll move A into AL. If greater than 80, we'll move B into AL, and etc. according to the range given. Next, we'll move offset grade into EDX, call write string and write char, which is to display the grade that's stored in AL that we have checked just now. When we run the program, user need to enter mark from 0 to 100. When I enter 99, it will show grade B. Enter 90, it will show grade A. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.